making some sounds. Sounds coming from the passenger side of the motor here, so it's like a tick, 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 like tapping sound. There's no check engine light. I don't feel any loss of power or a misfire or anything like that. It's simply just a ticking sound. So see what the guys over here at Jeep Solutions have to say about this. Hopefully it's a simple little fix, and hopefully it's done in a few days and it'll break the bank, but we'll see. So as you guys can see right behind me, we have this white box with the very first mod for the Wrangler. We're throwing a Magnaflow exhaust on this thing today, as well as some floor mats finally for the inside of the Jeep, because a Jeep Wrangler without floor mats is not ideal one bit. So we have those as well from Lasfit. As far as Grand Cherokee goes, I left that thing over at Jeep Solutions. Hopefully they can give me some good news come Monday or Tuesday when they have some time to look at it. I'm thinking it's just going to be those rocker arms. It's a very common fail point on the Pentastar motors. I have one of the earlier generations of the Pentastar motors too. Gen 3 would have been more ideal. That dropped in 2016 on the Grand Cherokee. It was a little more stout when they redesigned, you know, the valve train, stuff like that. But Gen 1 was definitely one to probably stay away from. That ran from 2011 to 2013. The common fail point on that was cylinder head failure. So that's not good. Hopefully mine's good as far as that goes too. Like I said, I'm pretty positive. I'm thinking we're being positive. I have faith that it's the rocker arms, which should be good. It's still a pretty labor intensive job, which is why I don't want to crack into it myself, remove the manifold, and it's a lot of time and whatnot to diagnose the problem and then to fix it. So I just dropped it off with the professionals. That way we got time to do the fun stuff like throw an exhaust here on the Wrangler, which is what we're gonna do right now. Also, Nate should be here pretty soon too to help us out. It's not gonna be a super aggressive sound, I can tell you guys that much right now. Magnaflow Street Series Performance Catback Exhaust. It's not gonna sound insane, but it's gonna sound a lot better. And it's gonna look really cool too. The powder coated black tip finish there, dual exit on the rear, and give us some gains, I'm sure, as well. So all good things, but anyways, so we get right to it. But before I get to wrenching on the exhaust, I want to see what I can do about the scratch right here. So I'm gonna pull out the polishing pads and see if we can't get that scratch to look a little bit better. Yeah, much better, but it's definitely still there. It's a very deep scratch, so in order to get it looking better, you'd have to do some more aggressive cutting with some sandpaper and stuff like that, then compound and polish. But I mean, from a few feet away, it's a lot less noticeable, so that's good. Plus, we're wrapping the thing anyway, so not that big of a deal. So we're good. Oh my gosh, dude, check these things out. The dual 4-inch tips, powder coated in matte black, dude. Absolute beast of a setup right here to replace that little baby pipe right there. These things are sick, dude. And yes, tips do make a difference on sound too. Let's get right to removing the old factory setup and get right to it. Dude, this muffler is clapped out looking. But the first thing I'm gonna remove is this muffler. There's a clamp right there connecting those two pipes. I'll loosen that up first. And then, yeah, I just held on by these two hangers, one over here and one right up there too. So pry those out. Got my pry bar and some penetrating oil. Nate Cryer back in the building.
What's happening?
Not a whole lot. just trying to remove an exhaust. Dude, this clamp actually, by the way, I gotta see if you can help me out.
Yeah, right.
The pipe is like stuck. I have it unbolted and it's loose, right? But
You can't get it off?
Nah, it's still connected.
Let's go.
Oh, let's go.
One good yank.
Yeah, dude, that's all it took was one good yank. Wow, this thing is clapped, dude. Look at this thing. So we have another hanger to get to right here.
You get it already?
Almost.
Oh yeah, it's like pretty much there. You probably gotta...
Almost there. You might have better vision than me right now.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah, if you get the pry bar a little bit further down on that rubber place. Yeah, there you go.
Now from that point, what else do we have here? There's a clamp right there. Might be a prime opportunity to find out what it sounds like with a muffler delete, eh?
Oh yeah, let her rip. I think it still has the resonator, but we're there.
Yeah, just a muffler delete.
It's actually not bad.
It's actually not bad. Oh, that reeks though, dude. That smells horrible. What? You don't expect a Wrangler coming up on you when you hear that, dude. This one's actually a 13 mil, and it's mounted on the top, so you gotta hit it from the top side. This thing's a little bit warm.
Oh, it's gonna fall right off.
Oh, it's hanging on the rear axle.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay, you can just go like, I don't know, 4 inches further back.
No.
No?
No, we're on the,
Oh.
You're getting...
Am I good?
You got it?
No. Now we're gonna hear straight pipes. Jeep Wrangler. Let's turn it on, back it up a little bit, close the garage, and then we'll just cut it off. I just can't get it to angle out. So fire it up and see what a straight pipe Wrangler sounds like, and then back it in more, close the garage up, and then we'll cut it off. This is gonna sound ridiculous. Ready?
Yep.
Yes, sir. Bam. Oh, man, this thing is clapped.
I think it's good, man.
Okay, so we're gonna reuse the old clamp or the bolts for it. Well, thank you. Is that it? You just kind of bunt it up?
Should be, as long as it's sealed on both sides. You clamp it on the right spot.
But there could be a leak. If I don't know about this.
I'm not sure.
I feel like it needs to be more secure than this before I even clamp it. But it doesn't feel secure one bit. It just feels like it's kind of kissing it, you know?
I mean, it should clamp up. It shouldn't really leak. That's pretty much how it was before, right?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Washer. Oh. All right, washer and nut. Okie doke. Ready? Let her rip.
Okay.
That sucker don't want to go, dude. You know what? I say we just sell the Jeep and buy a Tesla.
We ain't got no hangers and Teslas.
Told you. A little extra wood.
Maybe straighten it out there. Oh god.
Is that it?
Oh yeah, you got it.
Now we have this side to deal with. So the stud on this side, man, it's a bit thicker than OEM. So trying to get it in was a bit of a challenge. Now we have the other side to deal with. Got Nate going to town on the PB blast. Spray yourself now. That stuff's good as pepper spray, I tell you what.
Oh yeah.
Wow, you got it dripping.
Straight through the other side. Well,
I'm telling you, man, we just sell the Jeep, get a Prius.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Dude. There's a way you can get in there and like push this. You good?
Oh, I'm good.
Only dislocated rib is all right. Not too bad.
I know, it feels alright.
Dude, that was tight. Getting that in there, but now what I have to do is tighten up all the clamps, line everything up, and fire it up and see how it sounds. That looks good though. So last night I gave one of the bolts here a little too much sauce and I broke the head clean off the thread. So I'm gonna head down to Home Depot and grab a new one so we can tighten down that final clamp here towards the front of the exhaust system. Right here, that's the final clamp that we need to tighten down. And yeah, this old clapped out bolt right here just kind of snapped off. So head down to the Home Depot and grab a new one, and then we're all set. See how she sounds. Okay. Grab me a little boba real quick, but as you guys can see, roll these windows up really quick. It's pretty tame inside, which is nice for the sake of daily driving. It's a really clean sound. It's not super loud and aggressive. It's just a very defined, very just good sounding exhaust system. It's not loud by any means. It just sounds clean. And I love how with Magnaflow exhaust, which I always go Magnaflow. I've had probably like 6 or 7 exhaust systems from Magnaflow at this point. I put them in pretty much everything I've ever had that was worthy of an exhaust at least. And it always sounds good. And I know some people judge exhausts by how loud they are and stuff like that. But you know, I think quality over quantity is for me what I'm about when it comes to an exhaust note. And yeah, dude, you guys can hear that too well, but it sounds really good in here. That's why I like Magnaflow a lot too, is because it comes to life when you want it to. It's not super loud and aggressive always. When you're just kind of cruising, it's just, you hear it. It's pretty faint though, but when you press into it, it comes to life and it sounds really good, dude. I love the sound of it when you step into it. So when you want to show it off, you can, but for the sake of daily driving and your neighbors and stuff like that. It's a perfect exhaust system. I mean, we all know there's nothing worse than a V6 trying to be a V8, and that's not what's going on here. It just sounds nice and defined and a little bit deeper. And of course, the exhaust tips look good too, so that's a big plus. I'm loving the sound. I think it sounds really clean. You know, it's the right tone. The tips look awesome. And it's made from the 409 stainless steel, great for longevity and stuff like that too. So aside from the sound, this thing looks absolutely amazing too. Here in the back of the Jeep, we have the dual 4-inch tips, powder coated in the matte black finish. It adds a real aggressive look here to the rear of the Jeep, so it looks good and it sounds good too. This here is the Street Series catback system, and I think Street Series for me is perfect because, I mean, for daily driving and for keeping my neighbors happy, this right here is the way to go. They have a more aggressive sounding exhaust system for the Wranglers. They have the Overland series, which dumps the pipe off underneath the Jeep a little bit more, tucks it away. So when you're rock crawling, stuff like that, it's not gonna be in your way. And it has a more aggressive sound to it, but they have their most aggressive sounding system for the Wranglers here called the Off-Road Pro. But I figured the Street Series is probably the best way to go for me, mainly because I love the look here of the tips coming out the rear, and like I said, keep the neighbors happy. That's a good thing too. So I have one more thing in store here for the Wrangler, and that's going to be some all-weather floor mats here from Lasfit, which I'm super excited about because my Jeep here did not come with any floor mats at all. So we finally have some floor mats for this thing right here, and I've actually had the Lasfit floor mats in a couple of my trucks, and I'll tell you guys this much, dude, I've had my fair share of different floor mats over the years. And ever since trying out Lasfit's floor mats, dude, there is no other way. They also make LED bulb lighting and off-road lighting too. In fact, I have their cube lights mounted up to my Tundra on some ditch mounts. So really good stuff. I've always put Lasfit bulbs in my reverse lights if I could, my front turn signals, my interior map and dome lights and stuff like that. So they make awesome stuff. Crack open the box here and check them out, see how they fit, how they feel, and how they look. Probably could have vacuumed the floor out first, but it's all right, we'll do it later on. So there's these attachments that go right into the factory posts that click right in, just like that. And there you guys have it. There is the driver's side. Look at these things. How sick do those look right there. Now, one thing I love about Lasfit floor mats is they always have this nice open channel design, which makes it really easy to vacuum out and rinse off and stuff like that. And a very nice, soft, flexible design, so these things won't crack on you. Excellent coverage and pretty cool look right there too. So there's the driver's side. The rear floor mat's a one piece. So I'll pop this guy over. Got an attachment right there. It's a very satisfying click. What is that? Previous owner leave an earring in here? Well, if you owned this Jeep previously, you lost the earring, let me know. It kind of wraps around the side here and goes up the edge here a little bit too, which is something I really like about this, because if it's ever raining or you're stepping in mud or just any type of like liquid spills in here, it's going to catch it all, which is really nice. And it all falls in the channels here, so it's going to like go in there and kind of stay there, which is really cool. I think the design of these things is it's on point, fit perfect right in there, and everything else is on point with that fitment. I'll drop a coupon code below for you guys. It's MBN10. Use that at checkout at Lasfit's website for 10% off your entire order. Get you some floor mats, some LED lights, easy to clean. They're nice and soft. They don't get brittle and crack over time. They don't smell weird either. And that's a kind of a weird thing that you would never think floor mats would have weird smells. But I'm telling you guys, I've had a lot of floor mats and a lot of them smell like straight up toxic chemicals. These things right here are free of BPA and lead and all that kind of stuff right there. They're simply just 100% TPE. So that's awesome right there. Definitely recommend the Lasfit floor mats for sure. So anyways, it's pretty much a wrap for today. Got the exhaust put on. I'm pretty hyped. Hopefully one of the next few videos is going to be the lift kit being installed. I hope that lift kit is going to show up hopefully by tomorrow. I'll call them tomorrow and see if it's in over at Selena's and get that thing installed ASAP, so we can move on to wheels and tires, and then eventually a wrap. So pretty exciting stuff right there, but it's all I have for you guys for right now. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys on the next one very soon. Until then, peace.